What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing Port Adelaide's round 6 clash against North Melbourne in the ANZAC round, which was, it was a pretty decent game by us in all round, but unfortunately a 14-point win in the end after it could have been a lot bigger. Nonetheless, 4 points are in the bag and we're sitting comfortably in the top 4 for now. So let's review this big clash that was round 6, Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne.
A terrific contest against Pollock, pushes it forward. Butters was so clever there, kicks to full forward. Rosie! Butters to Rosie! Got it. Memorable stuff.
The start was very good. 5 goals to 2 in the first quarter. A little bit sloppy, a little bit on edge, a bit nervous, I think, in that first quarter. Couldn't really convert our inside 50s entries as much as we would have liked, but a great first goal by Sam Gray, and then backed up by a terrific goal from the big man, Paddy Ryder, which we're now labelling Paddy's pocket.
Robbie Gray with a little handball, Pal Pepper. Kept it alive, got it back inside, gives them a chance. Ryder. Spoiled, thought he almost marked it, and snapshot at goal's a ripper. He goes over to the crowd and says, what about that?
But the one big thing from across the night, and it started well, was, the defence. The defence was awesome. Cleary, Howard and Houston were fantastic. Bonner was pretty good as well with his effectiveness. Had 94% efficiency as well coming out of the back line with 18 disposals. That's so unlike Bonner. And then DBJ was okay as well. But they just, as a team defence down there in the back six, they're just such a collective item at the moment. And even missing Tom Jonas, we stood up. Jonas would have prepared for Ben Brown all week. And for Tom Cleary to come in last minute and play on him and keep him goalless, that's amazing effort from Tom Cleary. I think he would be leading our BNF alongside Travis Boak at the moment, because he's been sensational, holding up our defence really well. And, you know, for a guy that's been taunted as he's not good enough in our defence and he should be dropped on some occasions, the bloke's on fire at the moment. So credit to Tom. He's been standing up really well in this first 6 weeks. Another bit of credit has to go to Sam Gray as well. I wanted to do a special mention for him because he played really well last week against West Coast, and we all thought, okay, this is the type of footy you've got to play now and you've got to back it up. And he did. 4 goals, 28 disposals. He was awesome last night. And if it wasn't for Boak's fantastic performance, which I'll get to in a minute, he was just everywhere. He set up our play, did really well inside 50, and he loves playing North Melbourne. 4 goals for them. I think it's the 3rd occasion he's now kicked 4 goals against North. So Sam Gray, a big credit to you, mate. Well done. For North Melbourne in particular, I think they were really, their intent on Friday night was really good. It was good to see that for them, they attacked the footy really well. They just couldn't convert in the early stages, and I think the momentum sort of always swung with Port. Some lapses by Port Adelaide in defence didn't hurt as much, and North Melbourne did counter really well. I really like the look of Taron Thomas. He is a good-looking player. Same with Larkey as well. So they have a couple of good players. Aaron Horwood's pretty good as well, but I think, you know, with their leader Cunnington in the middle, there's just a couple of things to work on, but they're not far off now, North. I think when I say not far off, they're building. They're going to get that performance they want to get that second win on the board, and they won't be too far away. But in terms of Port Adelaide, I think we could have absolutely destroyed North Melbourne on Friday night. I think our goal kicking didn't really help again. Mind you, we did actually have a pretty, I think it was a positive record for the goal kicking going into the last quarter. It was 10 goals 9, so 1 point difference between the two, but it was a positive record to kick 2 goals 7 in the last quarter. That's really disappointing, especially we could put away North Melbourne, and this season's percentage is so crucial. It might hurt us coming into the next few weeks, but in saying that, 14 points, 4-2, you get the 4 points are in the bag. You take that and you move on. But, you know, the goal kicking in particular, it's the set shots are really hurting us. You know, I think there's a Westhoff set shot. Todd Marshall didn't make the distance. Robbie Gray in the last quarter didn't even make the distance. A little bit worried about Robbie Gray, but I think with him, he's just being affected by the fact that there's so many other assets to goal now that every time he does get an opportunity, he's still being heavily tagged, and he just doesn't look 100%. but he's still getting those goal assists and score assists, so he's still helping out the team and doing the team thing, which is, at the end of the day, all we ask for. And as long as we keep on winning, Robbie Gray's going to, he'll build. He'll have that game that we all expect to happen. The kids lit up the stage though, didn't they? Oh, Butters to Rosie. We're going to be hearing that for a long, long time. And that set play, Drew as well, cannot be discounted. His hard work in that contest to get the handball out to Butters and the finesse to finish off to Rosie, who took a great mark and kicks a great set shot goal. That's what we got for the next 10 years, Port fans. And it's so exciting to see how good these kids are. And at the moment, after 6 games, I think you could almost make a 3,000-minute highlight reel of Connor Rosie. He's just so spectacular to watch. And you can't discredit Port Adelaide for doing what they've done to get those players, and they're really paying off at the moment. And you can see the energy in the side, and it's affecting other players in particular. One man, Travis Boak, 38 disposals, ripping form, Brownlow form. I'm telling you now, if he keeps this up, we might be seeing a Brownlow medalist at the end of the year. Not saying that's a given. Now that I've said it, it'll probably turn to shit. But nonetheless, he's having a great season, kicked a goal. Love his celebrations, by the way. I love how he just gets up, absolutely pumps the air. Gets me all kinds of feels. Best on ground last night is, I think it was his 3rd Peter Badco medal, which is an all-time record now for Peter Badco medalists. So most of anyone, and that's just a credit to him because he's a great performer and a great ANZAC round player. So he just keeps on giving, Bokey. The game as a whole was a high possession game, a really high pressure game. I think the conditions were pretty good, but watching it looked a bit muggy. I obviously wasn't there. I can't really say from experience, but it just didn't look 100%. And I think there was a few showers earlier in the day. It was a bit cloudy, a bit cold. Maybe the dew on the top of the grass was affecting the ball movement. But in saying that, I think for Port, we always play a high possession game. North Melbourne had to match that. They did. And I think our disposal efficiency was about 73%, I think somewhere around there. And that's second quarter, 64% for the quarter. It's those little lapses that hurt Port Adelaide. And I know these are the types of things we'll continue to pick on for every single week. But if these are the types of things that we know are the problem, we just have to keep on fixing them, keep on improving them, then I think we'll be better off for it. As long as new problems don't show up, that's when you're in trouble. And that's what happened last year. So, the final thought I just wanted to finish up on was the fact that we couldn't handle the pressure in that last quarter and we wasted the footy in front of goal. And I think for us, when we're playing teams like we do, Collingwood next week, big stage, Friday night at Marvel Stadium, you've got to stand up and kick those goals. If we can convert those chances, we're going to be beating teams comfortably, putting teams away very easily. And that's the ruthlessness we're missing at the moment. Just that edge to finish teams off. And it's a little bit of a worry, but especially as you get up against the bigger teams, which we're going to coming up in the next couple of weeks with Marvel, up against the Pies, and we're also got the Showdown. 2 big games. That's going to set our season up. So we have to be on in front of goal to make sure we can get secure those wins and keep on improving, because this season's just things are looking rosy at the moment, aren't they? Time for the votes, and look, pretty difficult to give votes from Friday night's game. I will say that Tom Cleary gets the 1 vote though. Awesome against Ben Brown to keep him goalless. Didn't have a smell of a pill on Friday night. Just awesome to watch from Tom Cleary after all of a sudden the change with Jonas. So fantastic by him. Sam Gray gets 2 votes, 28 disposals, and 4 goals. The man is in fine form all of a sudden, and he's just switched it on, and he would have won the Badco medal if it wasn't for the guy that gets 3 votes. My man, Travis Boak. 38 disposals, 82% efficiency, and 1 goal. Star. Simple as that. All I can say. He's the leader of this football club. The refreshness of not having the captaincy on him. He's looking sensational. He's moving so well, hitting targets. We all love Boak. Well done, Boakey. Good performance by the boys as well. I think we can build on that and we just move on to the Pies next week. Thank you so much for watching this review, Port fans. Let me know what you thought in the comments below about Friday night's game. And who were your 3, 2 and 1. Appreciate all the support as of late. Make sure you tune in this week. It is Boak Week, 250 games for Travis Boak. So we're going to be celebrating that across the across the week and building up to Friday night for the big game. So make sure you tune in for that and make sure you subscribe for plenty more Port Adelaide content coming your way on a weekly basis. My name's Anthony, Port fans, and as always, go on the Bear.